this colour, and only a small percentage of collectors ever see it in person. But later on in the video I'll show an unusual scientific detail about diamonds that rarely appears in public discussion. But for now, I'm keeping the packet exactly as it arrived from the workshop. So, treasured viewer, join me for a closer look and listen. There it is, look. Wow. Ooh, you can hear that reassuring drop, the weight of the stone. But the gemstone is now open. Let's use my gemstone holder here. Let me see if I can get this positioned. It's quite a small stone. There. Oops. Okay, so that is the gemstone retrieved. It pinged. And it took me 5 minutes to find it, which was very worrying for a moment. But there we have it. This is a half-carat fancy cut green diamond. Let me just focus in on that so you can see. Wow. Look at that. Now I'm not going to use my usual gemstone holder, as that just pinged it. It is sprung loaded, so it does happen, unfortunately. But the colour appears stronger or lighter as its angles move through the light, which is typical for a naturally coloured stone. Now, green diamonds form from when natural radiation from the surrounding rock aligns the crystal lattice during their growth. This particular stone comes from South Africa, a region with a long record of producing unusual diamond colours. But written references to green diamond in the early 18th century, mining notes making them one of the earliest documented colour varieties. But the colour shift you see is a structural behaviour, not a surface effect, as different wavelengths of light pass through the altered lattice in slightly different ways, which produces subtle variations as the stone turns. But a little bit more about this stunning gemstone. Historical collections contain very few examples of green diamonds. One of the most recognized is the Dresden Green, held in the Green Vault in Dresden. It was part of the collection of Augustus II. I forget his name, his first name, and he was the Elector of Saxony. He was known for assembling gemstones chosen for scientific and technical interest, rather than size or its commercial value. Stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. But it's a diamond, and it's the perfect 10 on the Mohs scale of gemstone hardness, so it is highly resilient to scratching, but colour care still matters. Cool storage, limited direct light, and a soft cloth for cleaning help preserve the stability of this naturally coloured green diamond. Wow. Hello, Mr. Diamond. That is incredible. But because this diamond is loose rather than set in a ring, the colour can be seen without any metal interference other than the jeweller's tweezers I'm using here. So there's certainly no interference of the reflections. Light enters and exits the stone without being influenced by any settings, making the internal structure easy to study. But this diamond, green diamond, is for a client of mine who doesn't own any green diamond, and they want this as a part of their collection. So it's took me a few months to get hold of this piece, but now it's for our usual gift wrapping ritual. So the metal container, the metal gold container, will close around the diamond. Let's just get it out of the packaging here. of these cases is excellent. It prevents movement and protects the stone from pressure. Let's puff the case up as well, why not? Now we can close that up. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. Can you see? Oh, that is extraordinary. Look at the light. Wow. Now that's something you could look at all day. Now, I don't know what the client has in store for this, but I always package my loose gemstone orders in a protective case like this, and then I am going to put it in some cellophane bag, which I have here. Oh wow, look at that. I think it's the black background that's making that gemstone pop. Oh, I need some green diamond in my collection. That is extraordinary. Wow. But let's just close this up. I hope some of my treasured viewers are lucky enough to own some green diamond. Oh wow. The camera just doesn't do it any justice whatsoever. There, look at that shot there. That is extraordinary. I'm going to have to stop saying extraordinary. But let's give it a little measure. So you can see how big the gemstone is there. It's quite a size. It's around about, is that 10 millimeters by 5, I believe. Yes. But we just need to place a thermal, what do you call them? Our trusty thermal printer. So I'll just take that out the box, and I'm just going to switch this on away because it's got a bit of a loud beep. just edit the top first. So that is 0.5. Green. I don't think diamond's gonna fit. I might be able to zoom out. Diamond. That's fine. And it is fancy cut, which in itself is an absolute marvel. The laboratory is crazy on a piece of stone that precious. You must have nerves of steel. So fancy cut. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I can't. I don't know how I do that. Maybe if I drag it in. Ah, there we go. Aha, that's how you do it. Fancy cut, and then we'll just go into here. So it's South Africa. Jewelers aren't great with technology, by the way. But there we go. I think that looks okay. Let's just see if I can... Oops, I should have left it alone, shouldn't I? There we go. And can I get 2007 on there? Not 2007. We're on 2025. There we go. So, that's how you do it. And then you just press print. And it comes out of the little printer. Once I've connected it, that is. I'm sure this was already connected. Okay, let's try that again. So where's my label gone? Right, so print, connect. Finally. Anyway, we're connected now, so it should print. Phew. Right, it's asking me for feedback on printing a label. Not good on this occasion. So there we have our little label. 0.5 green diamond fancy cut, and it was mined this year in the summer. I was told by a very good friend of mine who I use for mining, not mining, he's not a miner, but he has good relationships with the mines and he gets me these gemstones. And I've told you this before, that used to be my role. But there we go. We've placed that sticker on there, and let's have another look at that stunning diamond. Oh my goodness. I purposely hadn't looked at the stone I started recording. Right, I need a sticker on there as well. So I've got these pre-printed stickers. Just so you know, it's come from the ASMR jeweller. Some branding on there, and I'm certainly not going to cover that stone. Oops. But there we have the final package and ritual done. Nice gold solid case, a descriptive label, and some branding, and as promised, the unusual diamond detail that I mentioned at the start of the video. A very small number of natural diamonds examined in specialized laboratories have shown unexpected isotopic traces. Now, what isotopic means? The diamond contains very tiny variations of the same element with different numbers of neutrons, creating a chemical fingerprint that helps scientists understand how it actually formed, which is mind-boggling considering this is millions and millions of years old. So, like I mentioned, it offers rare clues about conditions under which this diamond come about. And it doesn't affect the appearance of the gemstone, but it has broadened scientific understanding of how diverse diamond origins can be. Oh wow. But I almost don't want to shut the camera off. I could literally look at that all day, and I look at gemstones all day. They never cease to amaze me. How something so natural can become this beautiful with the help of a very skilled gem cutter. They've done a brilliant job on this stone. Absolutely brilliant. But sadly, we must bring a close to the video. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about gemstones, particularly this green diamond. I can see the shift of light in that stone from where I'm sat here. It's beautiful. But anyway, I digress. If you enjoyed learning a little bit about these gemstones, then and it's relaxed you in some way, then please give me a little thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that, and it really does help the channel grow. I know all people who upload onto YouTube say that, but it really does, and I'm sure there are thousands and thousands of people out there who would enjoy these gemstones. So please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'd love to know where you're watching from. What's your favourite gemstone? Do you own any green diamond? me know in the comments. Anyway, I've been your host, as always, Alexander Stone. So, until the next time, stay